Welcome to the Spectrem Investor Confidence Index webinar for May. I'm Kent McDill, Senior Writer here at Spectrem, and I'm here to present to you the results of the Spectrem Confidence Indices and the Household Outlook for the month of May 2019. As detailed on this slide, the Spectrem Affluent Investor Confidence Index and the Spectrem Millionaire Investor Confidence Index both reported a drop of 2 points in the month of May. This seems to be a reflection of the never-ending and never-progressing trade talks with China, which have resulted in new tariffs placed and other tariffs threatened as both sides negotiate through trade restrictions. Both indices have been on a very slight downward trend for the past year, as this next slide will indicate. This slide shows that the two confidence indices have been on a slow slide over the past 14 months, with the two occasional blips upward in August of 2018 and again in February of 2019. Both of these mark the only two times in the past 14 months that the SMICI, which indicates the confidence of investors with at least $1 million in investable assets, has been in double digits, which is noticeable because the SMICI spent 9 consecutive months in double digits back in 2017. The SAICI, which indicates the confidence of investors with at least $500,000 in investable assets, regularly lands at a lower number than the SMICI, but has not been above a reading of 4 since September and is now back in negative territory where it's been for 4 of the past 7 months. Despite many economic indicators which show continued growth in the job market and a record low in unemployment, investor confidence is apparently shaken by world events and a lack of continuity in global relations. Here we see that investors who are adding to their asset allocations are doing so in the relatively safe investment products like bonds, bond mutual funds, and cash products. The individual bond investing among all investors actually doubled from the previous month, and cash investing rose to 30.9% among all investors, the highest rate for that category since August of 2012. It's not noted on this slide, but investors not investing, meaning those investors who are not adding to their investment allocations in the coming month, rose among non-millionaires to 53.3%, the highest rate since December of 2018. Millionaires not investing, however, dropped to 28.7%, indicating that those with $1 million in investable assets or more are investing additional funds, but are doing so in safety categories. The Spectrem Household Outlook is a measure of how investors feel about the future regarding 4 components of their household finances. In May, the outlook rose very slightly to 22.8, but has been very consistent for the past 4 months. While it has doubled since the low point in January following the horrible investing and economic month of December, it has not risen to the level of 30.2 seen last September. The slight rise in the overall outlook was matched by small improvements in all 4 of the components that make up the overall outlook. The biggest increase was in the outlook for household assets, which means investors see a greater value in their long-term accounts. Note also the bounce again in the outlook for the economy, which is the most volatile of the 4 components of the outlook. However, the outlook for the economy was higher among non-millionaires than it was among millionaires, which is rare in the history of the Spectrem outlook. Now at 3.60 among all investors, the outlook for the economy was in negative territory for 5 months before turning positive again in April. More details about the Spectrem indices and outlook are available upon request. I'm Kent McDill. Thank you for watching. Speak to you again when the June indices come out.